we'll be having with our legal luminary, who's our guest for today, a man who has a very empathetic heart because he feels the pains and plights of people. He is not just a lawyer, he's also a human rights activist, one he has been for so many years. And if you remember yesterday when the president was giving accolades and thanks to people who were part of the June 12 struggle, he was also mentioned because way back he was also part of that struggle. We'll be talking about... Okay, we'll be talking about that and other things and some of the things he has done recently that cover our everyday life. You get to hear some of them. I'm talking about Femi Falana, SAN. He's our guest for today and he will be joining us shortly. I'm Cordelia. Welcome to the second round of the English Belt. And I have Joseph Falana here with us. Hello, Joseph.
Good morning, Lagos.
Oh, hold on. I think I got you the wrong mic. All right, good. How are you?
I'm fine. Good morning, Lagos. Good morning, Nigeria.
And on the wheels, I have Chidera here. Chidera, how are you? You good? Yeah, she's saying I'm good. Thumbs up. Wherever you're watching us from, this is VOP 90.3 FM, City of Lagos, is where we're reaching you from. And you could also get to watch us online, and that will be at VOP 903 FM. And I'll be giving you the numbers you could call later on to be a part of whatever conversation we'll be having soon. But before then, let me quickly take some of the messages I have pending as promised. And some of you wanted to hear the sound bites again from Abiola. We'll do that. We'll be taking those right after we're done with our interview this morning. But let's quickly take your messages now. I have you. Good morning, Mrs. Chika Ifeanyi from Surulere. I greet you. You're saying I was a child when when MKO Abiola was killed. I could remember my cousins calling my uncle who came back from Lagos also Abiola. I equally heard is the best election so far. Please, what is the name of the INEC chairman that conducted the election? At least history will never forget Mahmoud Yakubu. Well, we had Henry also there. At least history will never forget Mahmoud Yakubu to acknowledge that INEC chairman because he is the main key to democracy. Mrs. Chika Ifeanyi, thank you very much. You sent that one in from Surulere. And I also have you here with us, Festus from Ejigbo. How are you today? Someone said the elders should call Tinubu to tell him what he's doing is not right. Please, our religious leaders, what part are they playing in this matter? In the days of the Bible, men of God were the mouthpiece of the people. Why is it now different these days? They will only ask us to be praying. Is it good like this? I don't know. Festus has a question you are asking. Okay. Own message here to Dio from Fagba. I want to ask, are we in a democracy or autocracy? That is the question you are asking. And when you put water in a basket, what will be the result? The question is for this government. What has the people benefited from them? 1 year, they shall not be disappointed. All right. Are we almost set? Yo, let me know once we are set. And we have this one. Good morning to you two on the issue of June 12 celebration. Why is it that they don't mention Professor Humphrey Wosu, who risked his life to announce the election results as against Mahmoud that has put Nigeria in this mess? This election that brought Tinubu, is it the same as June 12 we're celebrating? For the fall of Tinubu yesterday, I see it as something beyond the physical. Let him retrace his steps as regards his mandate, mayor in Lagos. Please pass this Professor Humphrey Wosu. Okay, I've taken that bit. I also have you. Good morning, Didai from Iyanokpaja. Good morning to you. Remy has said it all and it gladdened my heart. Another person he failed to mention his name is Oshom Mole, who used labor activism to become governor of Edo. Were not realistic. Government cannot meet their demand. Dida from Iyanokpaja, you took us back in history. I got you TC from Ojo. Good morning to you. The people that claim to have fought for democracy are the ones oppressing Nigerians today. What they do today is the opposite of what they profess. Like Obi said yesterday, the people in government should lead by example. Nigerian democracy is only on the lips of the oppressors. They do not practice it. The president should, in the government, APC do not have the people at heart. TC from Ojo, that was from you. All right, almost wrapping this up now. I got your message, Solomon from Mushin, Solomon Asika. The president's speech was not complete because Professor Humphrey Wonsu's name wasn't mentioned, because against all odds, he went ahead and mentioned the winner of that election. For me, the true hero of June 12 is Professor Humphrey Wonsu. All right. Okay, and I think that should just sum it up right now. Okay, that should be it for now. Joseph,
Yeah.
you heard some of the messages and the fact that people are asking about the person who conducted Professor Wonsu's name has been hardly mentioned. I know you said that when that was going on, you were a lot younger then. Oh, okay, but
I was still in Edo State.
you were still in Edo State, but then you still carried the.
Yes.
So tell me, what do you think?
Yes, I think the president or the handler of the president would have saved some of this situation by maybe just people, all the heroes of every one of us is actually heroes of that juice, because everybody was saying that let the winner allow to actually maybe take the mandate that was given to him. But sometimes when you started mentioning him, there are some people that even that we don't know in the various towns and villages in Nigeria that actually pay supreme price for them. But I think beyond mentioning him, if we're all happy that we're having good governance, we see good road, good education, good health, I think that would even help us to say yes, the sacrifice of this both Abiola and other people is not close to in vain. But you see when we listen to what Abiola was saying, those issues that he was saying that he want to address for the past 25 years, those issues are still there. Promise or compromise, a governor will come, he's not a governor for after 1 year, he come to continue campaign by promising that I'm doing a reform, I want to do reform, I want to do. Before you know what's up, I think the best bet is good governance will help us out. Okay. Because we cannot exhaust all the name.
Yeah. Okay, we have on the line with us now the legal luminary himself, a patriot and one who is quite empathetic when it comes to the plight of the average Nigerian. He takes up matters whether you want him to take, whether he knows you or not, he will take up the matter to fight for you because he believes in justice and he believes in one Nigeria. I'm talking about Femi Falana San. Welcome to VOP 90.3 FM, sir. Okay. Maybe you would unmute yourself because there is a hallback and I can't hear from his own end. Can we sort that out quickly? All right. I don't know if that's the one. Okay, so we're trying to take charge of a hallback that we're having here. And as I mentioned before he joined us, Femi Falana is one of those who took part in the struggle that was celebrated yesterday, the outcome that was celebrated yesterday called June 12. And right now he's ready to go in for a session, but we'll quickly do this before we let him go. How are you today? He says he's okay, but I just read his lips, but I can't see, or we can't hear him. We'll try and sort that out shortly, because I think something is muted there. We'll sort that out. But I can't hear him. Can you say something, sir? See, it's muted. All right, so we'll just carry on. We'll try and sort that out, and we'll be moving on to carry out that session shortly. Joseph, while we're sorting that out, what are you expecting to hear right now as we join Femi Falana?
You know, it's going to be fire. And he strongly believes on the rule of law. And if the rule of law is being respected across the whole Nigeria, I think issue of good governance will be given serious priority, because it is when people are not addressing some of the challenges of the citizen, and citizens want to ask questions either by protest or by asking. A lot of people will not say no, you want to topple the government, or you are anti-government, or you are being sent by opposition.
Okay, so let's see if we can hear you now, sir. Can you say something? Hello? Okay, I think enemies in the Zanga, in the words of Durella, they are trying to swear this thing, but we will not agree. We can't still hear. I don't know where the mute is appearing from. We'll sort it out shortly. Once we are done, we'll move on straight into the session. While we're doing that, let me read this other message that just came in. Good morning, I'm Paul from Idimo. Please, this is the real meaning of democracy. Democracy is the government of the politicians, by the politicians, and for the politicians. That is in your Zanga. In my Zanga, that is not the meaning of democracy. The meaning must remain sure. Democracy, government of the people, for the people, by the people. But now, wow, where we in the whole equation? You answer that question shortly, but I got you. Akajaja from Okota, good morning. If Humphrey Wonsu stands for free and fair election, what does Mahmoud Yakubu stand for? I think you can answer that yourself. Yeah, you want to cover me, asking me questions that shouldn't be asked. Okay, so do you agree with that? He's saying that democracy now is now sounding like government for politicians, by politicians everywhere, but people nowhere.
I think that is from what the information that he's having, because when they want to buy car, the SUV car, there was no protest, there was no, in fact it was very, very easy for them to approve the money. There was no serious conversation. The only thing that we had was there's gallop on the road, so we need the new SUV to be moving so that the pothole that are on our road will not be affecting some of those lawmakers. But you and I equally use that road, the same road. We go to a mechanic, go to Panebita or whatever. So it's as if the way leaders their actions, as if it's just for them and nothing for us. And that's why you see, look at the money that they take home of whether a politician or a minister or is huge. Nobody have any serious. They don't even open their eye when they are doing that discussion. We just heard that so a lawmaker will be earning so amount of money. But when it comes to minimum wage for 30,000 naira, it will be deadlock meeting. We had in a deadlock. They will do meeting from beginning of the day till like maybe
as if they're just playing with labor,
and as if
stringing them along.
It's as if you don't know the reality of things. And why this thing is happening is, which portray what the man is saying is, these people, they don't know the price of Gary in the market. They don't even know the price of fuel in the market. The driver will go to filling station, fill the tank. Then they sign, they give a paper for the person to sign. Then at the end of the day, later they transfer money to the filling station account. Do you know that just sometimes if I'm driving and watching the road, I'm watching my...
All of us. All of us. We're all watching our fuel tank. Once you're not a politician or IT, you know what?
So you have to be tank. So, and sometimes you have to put a call and cancel some. Just can we do this thing on the phone? Because by the time you check everything, you just have to help yourself so that you not tamper with your BP.
You see, still as for yesterday's ceremony, when the president slipped, right? It was a big pain. It was a painful thing to watch. And the front pages of the papers today, virtually all of them, except a few, avoided that story. But we had some that still carried the story. And later on in the day, the president had said that, it was a swagger. It was a swagger dobale, and it left people confused. So somebody said, no, that shouldn't have been the case. You would have just come all out to say, yes, this happened, or whatever. What do you think?
I think the handler of the president should help him. Should help him seriously, because if you look at the former president, President PMB, PMB, what the handler were doing is they don't want him to have a lot of interface with journalists. So because they know the man talks straight, he says it as it is in his mind. So they manage him from us.
Okay, all right. Let's get set to go now. We've been able to sort that out. Sorry for the delay. We'll just move on straight now to join the legal luminary himself, Femi Falana's son. He is also a human rights activist. One he's been for so many years, and he's done this for so long. I'm having a back, and we'll get the back sorted out shortly. Probably is this one, or which one? Okay, so as we go, we'll be looking at that. June 12. We'll be looking at the elections. We'll be looking at pricing, and we'll also be looking at the court cases, the various court cases that we have right now. Is it better now? Okay, so we were talking about the handlers for the president, and the fact that the response he later gave during the banquet didn't go down well with some people. If you fell, it was not planned. It wasn't your fault. See, you fell. Why cover it up? While some believe that he covered it up with, how would I put it, with humor, because it could have been very painful and embarrassing of a thing to happen.
But it can equally be avoided for you to focus on the day activity, because no Nigerian is asking him, why do you fall? You understand? No Nigerian is asking that question. So to me, we'll just move on with the day's activities, and at the end of the day, all of us will be fine. And you equally know that, again, I think the president is, during his campaign period, he told us one thing, that they said, I know they watch social media, those guys, they abuse
me the hell out of me. So. All right. Let's do this again. Let's try again. Hello, sir. Are you there now? If you're just joining us, you're listening to VOP 90.3 FM in Lagos, and we're trying to get a hang of technology. You know, technology has its own mind. It can decide to do whatever it wants to do at any point in time. But right now, I think we've sorted out what was giving the little glitch we were having, and we'll be having Femi Falana, SAN, as our guest shortly. He is already here with us, and we'll be moving on to join him. Can you hear me? All right. So while we wait to hear, we'll also look at the issue of the ceremony itself, the banquet. I didn't have the opportunity of watching the banquet, but there was a feeling that we could have spent less, because there's no way you would have how you would have such a banquet and you wouldn't spend so much. And then there was a Peter Obi interview. I don't know if you got that, where he was saying that part of what we ought to have done coming into power at this point and seeing the position Nigerians are in, the poverty, the pain, and all that these people should have learned how to cut things, cut costs, show example, lead by example, spend less.
I think, I think it was yesterday we were looking at, they say it's going to be low key. Our own definition of low key is quite a bit, maybe different. And if you look at this administration, they said that they are going to micromanage in terms of, but you see appointment almost every time you've seen that president is giving appointment to people. Maybe those people want to do those jobs free of charge. So I support anybody that's saying that this is the best time for us to micromanage. It's free of charge. All the activities, they're all friend of the government, just want to pick up the... Nothing
is free of charge. Anybody who does something for government and say, for free, na lie. Okay. Check, well, there's something the person is hoping to apply for, if not today, tomorrow. There's something the person is hoping to get. And the spending less, Peter Obi was also talking about all of them generally. The monies you're spending for SUVs, renovation of somebody's house for 21 billion, sorry, yeah. 21B, not M anymore. All those he feels they are a waste. And that is what we've been talking about a lot.
But it's possible that house, that 21 billion house, maybe before the end of this year, we can generate like 21 trillion. Maybe through like people that are...
Tourism,
yes. So they can generate like 21. Because if it will not... There's some money you will spend if it is not for business that will bring return. It's as good as close
a
to
waste.
not okay. It's as good as
because no VP will be coming from the next election that would not say they would renovate that place for them.
Even you may be surprised next year they will still renovate the house of, they will do some palliative on their
And
house.
do you know how much they'll be spending every day, every week for upkeep, for cleaning and all that? Do you know how much? That'll be a lot of money because it's going to big compound, big house. And the comparison, for instance, with number 10 Downing, they like to compare. So let's do that. Number 10 Downing. How many rooms do they have at number 10? They say it's like between 3 or so bedrooms. And it has always been number 10 Downing. We've never heard them say they
and
want
if you
to
see them, they are body, the touch body.
for inside there.
Yes,
no,
now,
their house small.
Yes, so
small.
And again, I think it is time for someone to reprint that paper that the president used at the Chatham House when he was
And share
campaigning
back.
and show you, sir, this is what
You said you would do.
You would do. Please, can we just reverse it again, see where we are in that list now, so that because you will be surprised by toward ending of next year, a campaign will start for 2027, which means
But you know it started already now. Shetima started something like that. When we said, already, they've already started talking about 2027. And some people are worried that you see that thing, Senator Ugo Chinyere and the team were talking about having a 6-year single term, this and that. Some people just feel it's just a ploy, looking for how to get somebody to spend 10 years instead. So when you're done with 4, it didn't stop you for contesting again. Now, so when you now contest again, maybe you now get another 6 years. That makes it 10.
You know, in psychology, people have discovered that even distraction is not a weapon.
Yes, and I know
so
Nigeria, one day, one distraction, one day, one distraction.
So before you know what's happening, so it is now July or June. So it means that you look back for the past 6 years, what have you achieved? It's just one distraction from Coastal Road. We discuss. So they continue. They want to do, if you like. You know, when they were taking road to Niger, train to Niger, we shouted and shouted. We're on our own. So before you know what, a lot of things, I think, let Nigeria find a way to manage our distraction. Even though when they are trying to distract us, let's focus put our eye on the ball and say, you know what, you promise good governance, you promise a security, you provide security, you provide good road. Please, all this thing you have said, when you finish, can you tell us what you have done in respect of the campaign promising? You now say, okay, let's talk about 6 years. No. Yes, 6 years, let's keep that one. The campaign promises. So tomorrow they will not know that, no, these people, they know what they are doing. You cannot distract them. So those are the things that we need to be doing. I used to learn from one of my friends. Immediately you if he's on you, immediately you enter there. Hey, go and bring one beer for this guy. If I get to that very place, I say, oh God, please, I don't need food. Please, can I get my money so that for the service I render? Because you see, some people we eat. You're supposed to collect 20,000 from you. We just spend like 1,000 or 1,500. Before you know, I'm just got the call now. I need to rush down. They say, can we see later? The money that you're thinking you want to collect, he already distracted you with 1,500.
And you see, if you go online, every day we have one thing. Either the youths are distracting themselves or they are dropping one other thing to distract. Now, we've been distracted so much, we do not even know what they're saying about electricity tariff.
No.
We do not know where that hike is right now. I don't know if anybody's even thinking of standing up. Let's take the discos or NERC to court to say, no, this is a bit too much. We've been distracted from that. We've been distracted from the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Road. We don't even know what they're doing now. The other day, Umai said that, no, they've cut it down from 10 lanes to 6 lanes to cut costs. Nobody was not really talking much about that. No, the talk now is about the mishap of somebody who fell. Is now another form of distraction. Then, there is a huge painting. There is this, too many things distracting us. So we hardly follow one thing from the beginning to the end.
You know, when they increased school fees, I was with some students at University of Lagos. I said, this is the right time for you to use your social media. Because when I was in Unilag, we pay less than 5,000 naira school fees. They call it service charge, not even school fees. Now they remove the subsidy from school fees, and instead of them to focus on using their data to maybe protest, Mr. President, the school fees is too high, because you cannot see a person that is paid less from 20,000 naira down to almost 200,000 naira as school fees. Not that the salary of their parent has been increased.
No.
And okay, you increase the school fees, you increase the accommodation, cost for accommodation. You now say students should be paying NEPA bill. Let me put it the simple way, NEPA bill. So at the end of the day, a child that has been helped by one neighbor, because I know a lot of students in Unilag that you just, maybe a neighbor that just said, okay, let me just take care of your school fees. And the school fees then was less than 20,000 naira. We are not asking that person, this is not his biological daughter or son, should be bringing out excess of 200,000 naira. We check. And from information, a lot of students drop out. Yes.
A lot drop out.
From various federal university. And what the deception that was now there was, government have approved the student loan. Student loan that will not, that they are now see people are registered, and people that already, maybe some are in year 2, year 3, and year 4. And you are talking of student loan. And I asked one guy a question who said that it's a government official, says, sir, why can't you put, before you do the student loan, go to your policy on education chapter 10. That way you talk about the funding of education in Nigeria. Go there and find a way to incite into it so that it becomes like a policy. And you can now say, okay, in the next administration, this is what we are going to do. But not that train is already moving, then you are looking for a way to be giving commitment to those that are already on transit. It's always extremely, very, very difficult. So I think it is time for us to be systemic in Nigeria. Because if we are not systemic, you can just wake up one day, Nigeria can make you to be broke. Just one announcement. So things have been removed. It become, was it, is it 6 years ago that when we just wake up one Monday and say border has been closed? A lot of people were in trouble because those have already maybe ordered for some goods from the other through the land border through the land border. You just hear that the government have closed the border. The question is, why not give this announcement at least 6 months in advance so that people will adjust themselves and know how to manage?
And I'm also wondering, talking about the borders, just yesterday or so, we were talking about it too. Is it not possible to have them fully open now, if not for any and everything, at least things like food, tomatoes and all? Our farmers are the planting season, but a lot of these farmers are also dodging their farms because they can't go to the farm. The bandits are even making some of them pay money before they can access their farms, not just to plant, also to harvest. And the roads are becoming way more difficult. Aside from the roads not being very good, we also have the fear of banditry. That too is making farmers avoid their farms. Dr. Dumebi Owa once told me that we're not paying much attention. We're going to have a food crisis in this country. She's been saying this now for about a year too. And I think that's what we're seeing right now playing out. Not for the tomatoes. They said there is something that's happened. It's called tomato Ebola. It's infecting plants and it has infected already, so it's causing destruction. And also at a point in some other states, they had caterpillars, the invasion of caterpillars. That's why we have this major issue with the tomatoes right now. So places like Benin Republic, they have their own species of tomatoes they usually bring into our market. Is this not a time to allow such things come in? Issue of border,
that border has been closed is very, very political. If I still know some people who still bring in something through the land border, the only thing is some of the state actor would be, for example, there are some individual you see in the front of a vehicle. In fact, if you are a custom,
they are putting on uniform.
If you are a custom, you will be the one to even say, no, there's portal there. I better follow this side and go, because you know that they are equally ready for you in case you want to say you want to do your work. So it's only people like us who border is being closed for. You understand? So the system that is making the law, sometimes the same system will be the first to break some of those law. So it's only the poor people that the law is actually meant for. Because, for example, you see, even within the street, you see a uniform officer in the front of vehicle following one way. You understand? But there's a law prohibiting someone following one way. So the same thing goes to some of our borders too. So I think it is time I still come back to what the person that said that our own democracy is for them, for some people, and for some people, not for everybody. One of us. So that is what I am thinking. But we want to see a situation whereby the president will be able to say, under my watch, there's going to be a rule of law. Everybody should be subject to the same law. Because we don't deceive ourselves and say, in Nigeria, nobody is above the law. A lot of people are above. They trap on the law.
We have Femi Falana's son with us, and I'm hoping this time I'll be able to hear him just as he will be able to hear me. Hello, can you hear me? Hello? Okay, we're still working on it. Once it's done, I will tell you.
So a lot of you, they match the law for head like this. So
they're trampling on the law.
What you concern? Hey, I better sit down there, and there's nothing you can do about it. And that's why you see some people will do something and put it on social media. You understand it? They will do it and put it on social media because
they feel
know,
nothing can happen.
Nothing will happen. I was telling someone one day, I say, this time that especially my state, that time they used to use maize to fight in the some various house of assembly. I said, if you know the implication of that, because these are lawmakers, you are who's supposed to know that in everything you are doing, you have to be orderly and you have to do it decently and orderly. If you want to have a change of management or principal officer, it's a simple way of discussing. Okay, Oga, we don't need you again. Can you step down? But you see people breaking the chairs, and can you now punish a student that are breaking the chair in the school?
Question. Akajaja is also asking that when the Judiciary, the House of Assembly, the Senate, they didn't protest, yet their salary were increased. BP didn't protest, yet his house was being renovated with 21 billion naira. The people that went to Hajj, they didn't protest, yet 90 billion naira was allocated to them. Why waiting for the NLC to go on protest before increasing their salary? Is this democracy or democracy? That's the question. He is asking that the people who are asking for, you're not giving them. Those who actually may not have been asking.
You are begging them to take. That's the way when they say all animals are equal, but let me end it there.
Some are more equal than the other is from a book now. They all know it now. So it's not a case of ending it or not. That is how it is, and that is how the quote goes. So we'll be doing this shortly. They will give me the sign once we're set to go. I'll let you know how that is going. Joseph Lawrence is here with me, helping me keep the space and keep the spirit going while we get set to have our guests join us shortly. Now, Joseph, earlier in the day we had in the papers the issue of Hajj, Niger State, where the governor, the deputy, the speaker, everybody, they traveled to Hajj. They didn't hand over to anybody.
It don't concern them now. They just feel that. Do you have any protest in that state?
No.
So as usual,
the opposition is protesting though.
For me, if I'm in if I'm in that state as a government official, I will be concerned because even like a home whereby a father or mother do something, the children they just ignore him. It means that technically you are not the one presiding over that family again. So if you can, a lot of us are local government of our own. You provide your security, you provide your water, you provide. So to me, government officials need to be seriously concerned. Because one of the promises, I'm taking an oath to take care of people welfare, protection and protection of life and property, and equally care for their welfare. But everybody is caring for his own welfare, and you are not concerned. And every day there's budget of. They used to give some narrative of budget of how do I put it?
Consolidation. Budget of Izekikoro.
So there are so many budgets. And again, I'll be asking some of our wonderful people outside that why is it that I want to see if
Right, we're going to be doing this now. I have Femi Falana with us. Welcome to VOP, sir.
People that crazy that
to be fight poverty, and he identified the IMF and what that he was going to allow Nigerians to determine the political destiny of Nigeria and will not hand over the economy of Nigeria to foreign forces of the national economy, contrary to the program on demand a president of Nigeria in the United Nations demands of imperialism.
One thing I'll also like us to look at, I don't know if tomorrow will be perfect for us to have this session 10:30 tomorrow. If we can just lock it in right now and everybody will lock it in, would that be perfect for you?
I'm afraid.
Don't be afraid, sir.
Well, let your coordinator speak to me, number one.
Thank you very soon. Have a good day. All right. Okay, good. Joseph, rickety democracy.
know the meaning of that.
Rickety.
Yes,
Rickety means say not good, not just solid. They make you see how taxes used to be before. When you touch them, some will tear your body. Those are rickety cars. Okay. So that's
it's different from Molo. Different from Molo.
Molo is your father. You see bad Molo. That is the kind of the rickety. We just spoke with Femi Falana's son. That was just very, very abridged. We're going to fix a time. We'll let you know. He's very ready for us to have this. Everything will be sorted. Again, we apologize for this being arrested and taken away.
Now, with the police.
Hello.
There's a large crowd here, and I was being escorted out to detention by singing the national anthem.
Why are they arresting you?
They are arresting me on an allegation of felony, nameless treason or something like that. They are not doing anything, they are just taking me away. Please let me go. You know, I'm delaying them.
And so where are you now? Are you in your car?
I'm in my car now.
Is it police who are with you in your car, or are they escorted? Are they
Yes, the commissioner of police is in the car with me, and my senior wife is in the car with me.
Why are they letting you talk on the phone to the BBC?
It is all part of democracy here.
And you're happy to go to the police and await whatever charges they're going to file against you?
I'm not in any way, if it will bring democracy, peace and prosperity to Nigeria.
Is it possible to talk to the Commissioner of Police who's with you in the car?
I don't know if the Commissioner of Police is authorized to talk. He cannot talk to the press.
What is your advice now to your supporters, many of whom we heard a moment ago?
Well, I told them before I left home to just stay calm. It is very, very important that they stay calm.
So you're appealing for calm, you don't want them to take any direct action in your support?
No.
You still say you're the president of Nigeria, but it's not much good if you're going to be in jail.
Well, Mandela was in jail for 27 years. Kenyatta was in jail. I suppose that is one of the qualifications you need in this part of the world. Don't worry yourself, my friend.
Unfortunately, those came out alive and still lived the dream they wanted to, but he didn't make it through. He was there for like 4 years, right? He stayed behind for almost 4 or so.
Almost seeing the exit, almost getting to. I was expecting freedom before.
Those two deaths were very shocking. MK's own, even though the wife started complaining that he had started falling ill and they were not allowing them see him. You know, we played her own the other time. So they had gotten their family doctor who was going to see him regularly. The man was already, but hopes were rather high and he
Shocking
went.
news.
Yeah, I think already, maybe the military already had the mind that they were just playing a game. They were just playing a game with people.
Yeah.
They already knew what they wanted
they know what they are
to
doing.
do.
They know the script that they're just trying to add the script.
So he said, "Don't worry, my friend," because he believed probably I will be out after all said and done because I want this thing. It's fair, it's free. Even Tofa himself congratulated him and didn't want to go to any court. I said, "No, I don't want to press anything." That was when the people like Femi Falana and all came out, and all the civil rights organizations now came up, pressure groups now came up, and they started pushing and pushing, unfortunately.
But there's one thing that is very, very instructive to me in this account of June 12th.
What?
The role of the police. Police have been so used to do a lot of... because, you know, the commissioner of police that was... I'm not, he was acting a script. The man was acting a script. Even tomorrow, police still have a script in all our video selection.
I don't know if the Kudirat sound is still here. We'll try and get that ready. But one thing I'd like us to play, I'd like us to hear the plans Abiola had. And his manifesto was farewell to poverty. Dele Alake was saying the other time, just yesterday, that he was part of those who drafted that. And this present administration are working with that, with the ideals of that manifesto. Okay, let's hear you. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Hello, Cordelia.
How now, Nemeka? How are you today?
Oh,
you and Nemeka, I will sue both of you. Both of you are confusing me. I don't like this. I'm going to sue you.
Joseph, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
It's morning, oh. Hey, you joined the confusers.
Good morning.
You made mistake. I'm telling you, Falana, the senior advocate chief. You are calling it Henry. But thank God the other man has corrected it.
I thank you very much.
You made mistake. It was not Primoso that released the results. You understand?
But you heard Femi said otherwise. Me, I did believe by that time. I don't know.
There was a voice note he released. There was a seminar he organized, and people gathered, and he said he gave the testimony how everything happened. That the military warned him. They warned him not to release the results. And you know that the returning officers have no power on their own. It is you being the chairman that will give them order.
Yes.
Niger, Oya, Anambra, Oya, Sokoto, Oya, Lagos, release their own. All as they are coming, tell them they can go ahead. They were bringing results, and he was announcing it normal. So he must give credit to Humphrey. He was the one that released the results. And Abacha was warning that he should stop. He was releasing when it was obvious that Abiola won according to Nigerian constitution. That if you get so number of states to 10, you have won the election. Abiola have already gotten the to 10 according to the number of states we have that time. So Abiola have won. It was obvious that Abiola won, but he did not announce Abiola winner. But he was the one that released the thing. You understand me?
Yeah. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try. I'm going to see if I can search to find that audio you talked about, right? I'll try and get it. When I get it, hopefully between today and tomorrow, I'll still bring it back and we'll all play back and hear. Let's just hope that I'm able to get that. That's fine, right? Okay, it's dropped now. Okay, I'd like us to hear again what Abiola had planned, that if he had become the president, I'll do so and so. Let's hear.
President is not my business what religious color anybody wears. In ITT, in Concord, in RCN, in Summit Oil, in the bakeries, in the bookshop, in the presses, and so we employ people purely on merit, round pegs in round holes. Period. There are so many people who work for me whose hometown I don't even know. I don't even know them anyway. I don't have to know them because we want to be objective. If I could do that in my own small business, I think Nigeria has every reason to expect from me a clear vision when it comes to the management of the affairs of the country as a whole. Quite obviously, we need to earn more foreign exchange. We shall therefore put in place policies that will broaden the foreign exchange earning capacity of the nation. We will pursue exports and local sourcing for industry. We shall aggressively pursue the implementation of the LNG project if the logjam on the gas project has not already been broken by this administration. by this current one. We shall maximize the nation's return from oil by turning over future investment to the private sector and by removing the complex structures which makes NMPC's accountability and assessment of efficiency almost impossible. You see, there are so many layers upon layers built on this simple thing, crude oil. You don't even know where is oil or some mystery around it that is taking the money from the central bank. You see, I think we would demystify all these things. In my government, the daily export of crude will be published and the price at which it is sold. You see, the issue of planned implementation is simple. You see, public things are not private. We have National Assembly now. They will do their job. They will review the expenditure of government and will hold public hearing. We will no longer be hearing of monetary circulars from central bank without the bankers being told. The bankers will have to be involved. You see, like I said, every effort has been made in the past to shave people's head in their absence. It must stop. I mean, it won't be allowed. I mean, the cumulative wisdom of all the bankers would have seen us out of the problem we have in this country today. But some people, they come from IMF or they come from World Bank. What do they know about Nigeria? You see, the most brilliant doctor in Norway might not have seen malaria in his life. So bringing him here and imposing him as a medical director is like sending everybody to the grave. You see, I think all that nonsense will stop. I rely on Nigerians to keep Nigeria running efficiently, and that's what it is. You see, there will be a few foreigners who will be recommended by our people, not those who will be imposed by some foreign authorities over us. We are an independent republic under God, or aren't we?
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. We are indeed. Okay, you just heard that was MK Abiola sharing a bit about what he will be doing if he became the president. Let's hear you. Okay, it dropped now. You heard all that. And the farewell poverty thing, he also manifesto, because part of the advert he had was that one where the woman went to buy meat and it was bone, and they say, madam bone, they say, na for bingo, you know. But he said, help, don't come. Do you understand?
Yeah.
They said that is what they are doing today, the ideals of that manifesto. Hello, how are you? Okay, it has dropped.
Who's that what they are doing today?
Yes, Daily Alake said that's what they are following today, the ideals of that manifesto. That's what they are following
Maybe
today.
I haven't gone to Abuja.
Okay, be
travel
thinking.
to Abuja,
Be
then
thinking
I'll
first.
find out.
Be thinking, keep thinking. I told you I was going to play the one from Kudirat, who said that after that arrest that you heard the phone call about, after the arrest of Abiola, the one that eventually took him out, Kudirat continued that fight and that struggle. And I'll play you something. If it's available, I'm going to play it for you to hear her. Okay, and this particular point, she will be talking about the experiences she had, the fact that the doctors had to be seeing him, the role of the junta in all of this, and I hope that it will scale through and we'll hear that some techie things are making me break koko today. I will not tell you the meaning of break koko. You will go and find out by yourself. Okay, you say you want to go to Abuja to hear.
I need to go to Abuja to find out, because I know it's Renew Hope.
Yes, they are following the ideals of farewell poverty.
And on paper, because I know that a lot of people are still suffering in Abuja like me, that is suffering here in Lagos. I have a lot of friends that call me from Abuja that they want to come to Lagos. Maybe the thing is happening here. So as far as I am concerned, I think it is time for government officials to actually pay visit to other individual and other family, not only their family, because if I'm a governor today, there are some benefit within my family that they will be enjoying. I say, everybody is enjoying, but I need to pay visit to another family entirely to know what they are passing through.
Hello, how are you?
Hello, good morning.
Morning, your name?
This is Mugu I'm calling from Abuja.
Could you speak louder, please? Palipulifo?
This is Mr. Maya calling from Abuja.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon, Cordelia, and your guest over there.
Thank you.
Yeah, please, I vividly listened to Sir Amos Putin, sir, because he's a senior officer than the senior officer of Nigeria, Mr. Femi Falana. Are you listening?
Yes, I'm listening, but you have to speak louder. You have to speak louder, please.
Yeah. See, please, you see, based on that election in 1993, I was born in Lagos, and I noticed virtually, at least if I would notice 75% of what happened there, even when Adela was coming to my dad's shop in Nigeria to do campaign. You understand? During the time of election, that Humphrey suit, it was Babangida that was supposed to pick him up when he refused. It was not Abacha that told him to stop. It was Babangida that was supposed to pick him up when he refused to stop the election. Did you hear me?
Yes, so Abacha was not in the picture then now.
And he called the result.
He did.
But I don't know why. Femi Falana is now coming. Is it because he don't want the man to be noticed or what? This man particular was the major man that fought that election. He made sure he brought down every brief that will make sure this election is not won and that this election was the winner did not come out. He made sure everything came appropriately. And now, you can imagine Femi Falana telling us that authorizing his notice, so that our president did not notice the man's effort, and he said he's talking of democracy, he's preaching democracy, to open up democracy is that.
Okay,
that one is
you know what?
It's a sectional democracy they are practicing.
You know what? As I said,
they are practicing a sectional democracy they are practicing.
Hello, can you hear me?
If they really don't want succession of people, they should allow them to go.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? When you talk, you must wait to hear me too, right? We can't continue this conversation in this on this path because he is coming back, right? When he comes back, you will say this and he would respond to you. But I've heard what you have to say, and I also promised that I was going to try and look for the voice note that was talked about, or the interview that was talked about with Professor Humphrey Wonsu. I'll try and get that too, and also play that back, and everything. There will be a balance, right? But right now, it's just you. He's not here to respond and all that. So let's save that for now. Okay? All right, thank you. Thank you very much. Let's hear the bits about Kudirat.
From what I heard, General Sani Abacha said in the broadcast this morning, my principal anxiety is General Sani Abacha, in various pronouncements, has already convicted Bashorun MKO Abiola before the trial starts. There were 2 instances where he came onto the air and said Bashorun MKO Abiola has committed treason, and the case is still pending in the court. So I believe that General Sani Abacha is the prosecutor, the jury, and is the judge. That has always been my fear, that the judiciary in this country has been stampeded by the dictators that impose on themselves on us as our leaders and rulers. So whatever comes out of the judiciary, I know is not going to be the truth, because I'm more worried as a woman watching General Sani Abacha telling lies, deceit to fellow Nigerians as if we are foreigners. I am sad and worried.
Mrs. Abiola, what do you know of your husband's conditions in prison?
Well, for 1 year now, the head of the junta, General Sani Abacha, has refused me seeing him. The They hide under the ploy that I have a case to answer with the police. And also,
Okay, so we're hearing some background sounds here. That's after the conversation that was being done with the BBC there some years back. You heard the situation, and I also have something. But okay, let's save it for tomorrow. I'm going to play it tomorrow. The beats with Professor Humphrey Wonsu. He was giving a breakdown of how it went, how they got the results, how they were announcing the result, how he was served, yeah, and told to stop with what he was doing, and all that. You hear that maybe tomorrow. Hello, how are you? It has dropped. You please call back. And Sheikh, you're saying that the labor of our heroes past, don't they go in vain? No, may it not go in vain by the grace of God. Kesi Onoha, Humphrey Wonsu is still alive. You can invite him over and hear from him. All right, that is a possibility. And will there ever be one Nigeria under God, but not under the God of men and women? That is the country, Mr. Adewale. I mean, that's a question Mr. Adewale is asking right now. And sorry, I'm not the one doing it. You see, the line is just dropping. It's just as if, you said? Yes, a lot of the calls are just dropping. It's not, I'm not the one doing that. All right, hello, how are you? Hello? Yeah, I got you. Your name?
Yeah, good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name?
My name is CY from Elasa.
Welcome, CY. Go ahead.
Yeah. What I want to say that you see this Adiola case and Nigeria, if Yoruba betrayed Adiola, their work ethic I have here, and they play always. If you say that they are to take things I can say for you, you should play and you see. They mention the net of Yorubas who betrayed Adiola. Who say that they should not give Adiola that. This one now they are saying that they do this. Now Yorubas, prominent people in Yoruba's land betrayed Adiola. So that's what I want to say. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, okay, that is what he believes the Yoruba person here is doing, and I beg. Well, just as they are saying now that there are people, big Igbo people, who are behind this kind of issue, not wanting him to be released. That is how it was said too, and still being said, that there are people from this region who made it impossible for Abiola to become what he wanted to become. That's your radio. That's your radio. Don't please turn it down. Turn the volume down. Hello, how are you? Hello. Okay, you're gonna call back now. Joseph, you heard Abby?
Yeah, I've heard, and the issue between Humphrey Wonsu and I think Femi Falana, senior advocate, will speak according to law, and there's what they call official. They say this result is not official result, and I believe when it is not official, you cannot come and say, oh, he's part of people that are saying, this is a presumed winner. Wait. Election.
All the results that were announced were officially done.
No, that's what I'm saying. At the end of the whole election, they now say declare the person winner. So I think he's speaking to the law.
Okay, no, I'm coming. Akuchinyere, how are you?
Bless God, and you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Auntie.
Yes, sir.
All right, go ahead.
But how did you know what is in my mind? The same way, the way you answered the last caller, the same way many Igbo people are holding Kalonwanko. Many of them will go and snap picture and come back and come and tell us cock and bull story, and forget that man has family that he needs to take care of. And I also know that the man refused not to betray the Igbo people. That is why he don't want to dance to the tunes of the people that sees him play. Yes, because if it's some Igbo people, they will rather dance to their tunes and come out and betray us. So that is the very reason why that man is still in there. There is nowhere betray. There is no place that you will not find betray. Okay.
All right,
So
thank you.
Let us know that. Bye for now, ma.
All right, thank you, dear. Akajaja, you're saying that you would like to know that celebrating Abiola on June 12 isn't enough for me. We need to know those who were involved in his injustice that is equal to those who betrayed him. And you're asking, was the election annulled by Babangida or the ex parte order from court which was initiated by Chief Arthur Nzerbe? Well, we get to find all this, hoping that Humphrey won't. So I should remember to always add Professor Humphrey Wonsu. I will look for it and see. I'm sure he mentioned everything I'm going to gather and we'll hear tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
That will be tomorrow. We've heard a lot of things today. I don't hear plenty.
I think one just have to be extra careful. If you look at, we are talking, Professor Offering was very, very keen this. Zerebe again, they are bringing his name.
No, Arthur Zerebe.
We have to be extra
I have no
careful.
comment to say about that one. Hello, how are you?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome.
Well done.
Thank you. Your name?
Yeah, Uncle Chief Ben, calling from Bagada.
Welcome, Uncle. Go ahead.
Yeah, I listened to Femi Falana.
Yes.
By 1993, I think I'm a young man, 30-something years, so I was in Lagos. I can vividly recount everything that happened. You see, we have respect for Femi Falana. But most of these people, when it comes to fiber issues, they always be economic with the truth. So start with, without him want to announcing the result, how did they know that Abiola won? If he comes tomorrow, I'll put a question to him. How do you know that Abiola won that election without something? The man that announced the result. How did you get to know the result? Who released the result to you? You see, I don't like people coming from national radio and being economic with the truth. That is why I run away from some radio stations. Just the circumstances, the same things the way it is. Don't recognize the man, fine. But it's okay. Nobody is. Well, the man is very much alive. So why are you being economic with the truth? Telling us that the result was published in like all these things. Well, you should have gone past all these things. Good day, my dear.
Thank you very much, sir. So thank you for standing by already. He has said that he's going to call when he does come in, when the son comes back. He's going to ask him this question, and hopefully before then would have gotten together the one of Professor Humphrey Wonsu, even before we get him on live to hear his own part of the story, because I know that somebody like Shore had a session with him once, and I will get some things from there that we could share. But we have to go for today. Tomorrow we'll continue this thing we're looking at. I can't take any more calls because the next segment, the news, is going to be coming on shortly. How many more minutes do I have? 6 minutes?
Yeah.
6 minutes. This one is 1 minute fast. We have 6 more minutes to go, but you can wrap up now, Joseph, for today.
Yeah, if we want to follow the dream of Abiola, this government can still help us to achieve that. What is wrong in the commander-in-chief calling the IGP and say, make all the farm in Nigeria safe? Make all the farms safe. Farmers should go to the farm.
Release all the people held illegally.
Yes, illegally. Release all of them. And even like, look at what Senator Shane was saying. Say, you know the role you play when you were in the trenches with them. You even help to encourage some people to stand firm. So the issue of the NSAS, if there's anybody that's in incarceration occasion by the NSAS issue, they should release that
and also
individual.
One thing they could also do, they could also stop the aides and their supporters and so on from attacking anybody who comes out to say, oh, you guys are doing this and that. Can we do it like this instead?
Then the other one we be joining you to is you should equally talk to maybe the DSS of this world, the police in this world, that we all own this country together. And when we're asking some question, you should know, some people are planning to when you know that they are not actually planning, and you know that they are just saying that, you know what, we can do better. But you, from there, you now you arrest or whatever you want to do, then just for you to bully the person to sit down, so not to say a word. Human being, the difference between us and animal is, we, if there's any, if animal go, when you beat go very well, we shout. You understand it? So we, when we are not,
which kind of village proverb is that now? I God.
So when, if things are not comfortable for us, we need to present it to the authority. Oh, you promise all this, but this is what we are seeing.
Yeah.
But you see, policing agency will not, oh, you are enemy of government, you are being used by opposition. Even they themselves, they are suffering even sometimes more than us.
Yeah, and also you should know that even the same way you guys had protests and so on to get the best of governance, people are still allowed to have protests, peaceful protests, without fear of being arrested and all that. Abroad, they go do protests, police go surround them now at the end of the day. So I think we should also allow some of these things, you know, go anyway. Those were some of our last lines for today. I'll see you tomorrow. Joseph Falana, thank you very much. Chidera, thank you so much. I'll take my leave now. I'm Cordelia Obe. Chioma, you can take over from Chidera. This is your seat now. Chioma Innocent is going to be taking the news shortly. And Chioma, we have some good news today, Abby. Don't tell me unfortunately. I don't want to hear unfortunately. We have some good news. Hold on. What number is that one? Okay, it's this one. All right, go ahead.
If I can't say unfortunately, I'll say actually. Because I have a friend, anytime he wants to give excuses, he starts with actually.
I know people like
actually.
that. Once they just said actually, no say don't spoil. So actually,
I can't say I have